Hey guys, so welcome back to another one of these Minecraft videos. So real quick before we get into what I want to talk about today, I want to follow up on my last video, the last Minecraft video about how I said I don't find entertainment entertaining anymore. And and f- upon rewatching what I posted, is that it's not that I don't find entertainment entertaining, it's that I just don't care about shows because like my friend can like I talked about how my friend put up like Kamen Rider shows even if the series is fucking dog shit. I still watch it. So I don't think it's that I just don't find entertainment entertaining, it's just that I don't care about entertainment. So yeah. So it's not that the shows are bad or that I find it boring. It's just that I guess I don't care about it, and I also don't want to spend time watching anything. I feel so like I don't know. I think it's just a me thing. It's just that yeah, I just don't watch stuff. So yeah, I think that's a little better way of putting it because if my friends ask me to watch stuff, I'll watch it, but I don't. I won't watch it if I'm on my own. So that's pretty much it. So moving on. What I actually wanted to talk about today is relationships. Now, before before I say anything more about romantic relationships, before anyone takes my advice like it's some sort of Bible study. Okay, maybe not Bible, but like before anyone takes my advice as like, holy shit, this is peak advice, I just want you to know that I've never been in a relationship, like ever intimately with a girl. Never happened. Didn't happen with a man either. I'm not gay. Uh, Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I've never been in a relationship. I've been single for 23 years. I'm 23 years old. I've zero experience. So this is advice coming from a guy who has never been in a relationship and only knows and only seen stuff outside of a from the outside perspective. POV, you're outside of a relation, outside of your friend's relationship, and you're looking in. Okay, like something like that. So, and so the advice is honestly, relationships aren't that complicated because like I feel like okay, from looking from the outside, it feels like I have an advantage, I guess you could say, because I listen to my friends who are in relationships and I see them talking about like, not just them, but I also like to read like Reddit relationship advice. I think that's the thing called something about relationship. I forgot the fucking Reddit group, but there's like a Reddit group which also talks about relationships. And like when I read those and I hear about my friends' stories, it's like I don't know, like people just love making problems out of nothing. Okay, maybe not nothing, but I don't want to like say what they're going through means nothing, obviously, but it's like not a big deal at all. Like they will make the smallest issue like the most nothing problem ever or like misunderstanding or whatever, and they will like fucking make it a big problem and like start an argument or like question the entire relationship and like break up or whatever the fuck, right? It's fucking crazy. So I actually have a story about it. It's not from me, it was from my friend, but you guys don't know my friend, so I think it's okay to share. So I have this friend, we'll call him uh David, and one day David really wanted to see his girlfriend while she was out at the mall, but she was already like spending time. Like her plan at the mall was to spend time with her other girlfriends. Not like, not they're not lesbians. Like her girl. space friends. So she told him like, nah, not today. I'm gonna hang out with my friends. Pretty simple, right? So like, that should be the end of the story. David should just be like, oh, okay, cool, and then do something else. But no, my guy did not do that. Like my guy did not want to take no, I'm busy today for an answer. So he was like, you know what he did? He actually went out of his way to like call her friends. Actually, let's call the girlfriend Emily. So David went out of his way to call Emily and call Emily's friends. Sorry, not Emily. Call Emily's friends, the people she was hanging out with, and told them, hey, can you, basically he told them, could you guys like leave her alone for a couple minutes so I can go see her. Like he was like desperate. Like I remember vividly. David told like Emily's friends to like, can you guys like give us 10 minutes? I just want to hang out with her for 10 minutes. Like, bro, it's fucking 10 minutes. What are we fucking doing? Like, if she's too busy to see you today, you can just see her some other time, right? Like, no, obviously, he didn't do that. And of course, his fucking girlfriend found out. I mean, Emily found out because, David fucking called Emily's friends. And, she got fucking pissed, obviously, because she already said no. And then he fucking, went behind her back and called her friends and just to see her for 10 minutes. Like, what are we doing here? And then what? And then what's even worse? Like, instead of realizing that he's kind of being a dick, he got mad and said that he wanted to break up with her. like what the fuck? It's so dumb, right? And then it gets even funnier because after he like whines about it, the girlfriend, who's like, I think was a few years younger than him, was way more mature about it. She was pretty much she tried to call him multiple times, basically just wanted to say, this is dumb, we shouldn't break up over this shit, like this non-issue. And you're probably wondering, how the fuck do I know this? Like, why would he tell me such an embarrassing story? The funny thing is, right, when he called his girlfriend's friend to stay away from her, to leave her alone for a couple minutes, he also told us to go with him so we could spend time with Emily's friend. And I'm like, obviously I didn't want to fucking do that. So yeah. So I was right there with another friend. We'll call him John, or my other friend. So, and me and John, we were basically listening to him complain about this shit. And John basically told him, dude, just stop being a dick and just say sorry, and everything will be fine, right? Like a good friend in a relationship advice would say, right? Because John is actually in a relationship, a very healthy one, I may add. So that's what John said. And what did I say? Well, I said, I probably gave him a terrible advice, what a friend shouldn't have said, but this is basically what I said. I said, bro, just do whatever you want. It's your relationship. You want to break up, then break up. You want to stay together, you want to work through this, you work through this, stay together. That's it, right? Very simple. I think it's very realistic in a way, because like, it's his relationship. So anyways, he ended up listening to John, and he apologized, and they got back together. And of course, the friend who John, who told him to fucking apologize, started shitting on me. And he was like, see, if he had listened to your advice, they would have broken up for good. And he said that shit to me like it was my fault that they started the argument or something. Like, how is this my fault? It's not my problem. And I was like, yeah, well, my advice may have gotten them broken up, but it's his fucking relationship. He should do whatever the fuck he wants. And if you weren't there to tell them to not break up, I'm pretty sure they would have broken up anyways. Like, I don't have to. I'm not his babysitter, man. Like, I don't have to take care of his relationship for him. Like, I'm not his fucking father. She's not my girlfriend. It's not my problem. Like, he's doing whatever the fuck he wants in the relationship, and he's fucking it up, obviously, right? And you know what's even funnier? Because I was completely right. I was completely right. Because 2 weeks later, 2 weeks, by the way, 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, guess what? David and Emily broke up anyways. Why? Oh, who knows? I have no idea why they broke up that time, because he didn't tell me, because I give terrible relationship advice. The thing with relationships, right, is that yes, breakup happens. It's fucking normal. It's very normal. I'm not saying to just move on and forget about the breakup. Breakups are important, and learning, because if you don't break up, right? Let's say you're in a relationship and you've never broken up before. Good. That means you're already in a good relationship. There's nothing more to learn. Good for you. If you've been in a relationship for 5 years with the same girl, good for you. Nothing you have to learn from a relationship, because you're doing very well. But if you're the type of person that breaks up with girls constantly, you have to find out and understand what you're doing wrong, and you learn from that relationship so you don't repeat the same problem with the next girl. It's called fucking in real life, it's called growing up. In fiction, it's called character development. Okay? So, my friend does not know character development. It's not a skill he learned throughout his life. So they broke up anyways. This is like his 5th breakup or something in that year. I don't know. I don't remember. It was a couple of years ago. I'm going by a kind of mindset. It's like probably 5. I'm not sure. So at the end of the day, they just broke up anyways, and it just proves that what I said was completely right. Like, relationships aren't complicated, but he made it complicated. In fact, he made it so complicated that he wanted to break up over nothing. Almost nothing. So, and he broke up later on anyway, so I guess it just wasn't meant to be, so whatever, I guess. So, that's just my take on relationships. Maybe a hot take, I don't know. I just think that there are some things that I just think relationships sometimes just aren't that complicated, and people end up making it complicated. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on relationships. I've never been in one, but word of advice, aside from not making relationships, not just romantically, right? Best ways to, I think a good way to keep relationships healthy is to just not only not complicate things, is to just be willing to compromise, and don't like calculate don't calculate your compromises as like, don't calculate, right? Don't fucking keep track of your compromises, right? Because like, you're compromising for her because you love her, and she'll compromise for you because she loves you. And if both of you are calculating every compromise that each other make, it's just gonna end up being a transactional relationship, which it's gonna become like a customer to business type of relationship. It's gonna end up being a employee to company, and relationship. And you don't want that for human relationships. Like, not just with not just romantically, of course, like friends, family, stuff like that. And yeah, their boundaries do exist, obviously, like for friends. I think for me personally, for friends, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to boundaries, when it comes to compromises, we compromise the time we spend with friends. Okay, we don't compromise. One thing that friends should never do to other friends is borrow money. That's what I think. I don't like friends who borrow money. I don't. Yeah, I don't like friends who borrow money, and I don't like borrowing money from friends either. Like, I've never done it, you know? I've never done it. I never borrowed friends for money. And if I do borrow, I immediately pay it back unless they don't want me to. That's a different case entirely though. So, the point is, I don't like it personally, right? I set the boundary at friends borrowing money from one another because that, like, when you bring money into any sort of relationship, I think, especially when it comes to family, friends, and any relationship really, I feel like it just ruins the whole dynamic because everybody's gonna be thinking, oh, you owe me that $5 that one time, or like, oh, I can't believe he didn't get me anything for my birthday, or like, oh, I can't believe I spent all this money on him, and stuff like that, and he can't do anything for me. Like, that's, I don't think bringing money into relationship is like really bad. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk about. Is at first I just wanted to talk about how relationships aren't that complicated, but I guess at some point sometimes it is kind of, but it depends on how you set the boundary, of course. And if somebody doesn't respect that boundary, then maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship with them, whether it's like friends, family, or romantically. It doesn't matter, right? So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about. Like, guys, let me know. Actually, yeah, tell me, do you guys agree with me on the telling him to do whatever he wants part, or am I like a bad friend for just telling him to do whatever he wants? But other than that, leave a like, comment, subscribe to me. See you guys. Bye.